Hey guys, Justin here. Welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about something serious and that hopefully you guys will enjoy. I'll try to keep it as short and sweet as possible for this little intro. I really appreciate you guys, all 7 of you, and the few that actually watched my video, all 13, who've watched it. It's really cool to see that people are actually watching my video and are subscribing, and that means a lot to me. So remember to subscribe, like if you want, and leave a comment, because I feel like that's more important than likes, because it will help me improve my content, and it will help me understand my viewers and what they want to see. So without further ado, let's get into the topic. So today, I want to talk about this new series I'm making. It's going to be called The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. It's going to be talking about a certain topic, and it's going to explain the goods, the bads, and the uglies. In this case, I'm going to be talking about the hashtag Metoo movement. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's a movement that's popped up since pretty much, I don't know, the early 2010s, but it is it's become pretty big. It's become very relevant for the goods and the bads, and it can be considered controversial as well. It has sparked a lot of controversy because of the many things that are bad about it. It also has its goods to it. So without further ado, let's talk about the good parts of it. Now, the good parts about it is that it's putting people who've groomed and have basically put these creeps in their place. People who deserve the criticism they get, the hate they get, people who have used their audience, manipulated people into getting what they want. I have about 4 examples of these people, one of which I want to mention before we go on to tell you about these people. One of them had their channel deleted. Only one. And it's sad to see that, because all the rest of the 3, they still have a platform. They still can do whatever they want. They have their videos. It's sad to see that YouTube, just because these people are popular, and one of them, YouTube, I'm pretty sure didn't even do anything about the other one, the only one. He did it himself. Now, the 4 people I'm talking about is Winemaker, Onision, and Zoe Laverne. Zoe Laverne kissed a 13-year-old boy and was supposedly having a relationship with him, which was actually true. And then there was Onision, who pretty much asked for explicit photos and was using his audience to get what he wanted and manipulated them and crushed them mentally. Winemaker, who was in a relationship with a younger fan, who had an entire breakdown on Twitter and sent out very explicit photos of what he asked for from her. And the last one being Mini Lad, who situation is now pretty much done with, mostly because Ash and Holly said that they wanted this to be done with, and they don't want to talk about it anymore, which is sad that he might as well get away with this. Now, Zoe Laverne still has a platform. She lost a million followers the other day, I've heard. Onision has never really been that relevant as of recently, and Maylad I've seen his subscriber and view count, and it's been going down, and the dislikes have been getting a lot worse for him. So, but it's just sad to see that because these people are popular, just because they have a fan base like Mini Lad or Zoe Laverne, that they think it's okay, that just because their favorite creator did something wrong doesn't mean that just because they got the pass. And it's sad to see that these scumbags are getting away with it. They need to have something done something very serious done to them. They need to have their channel removed because honestly, they've used their fans to get what they want. To get and manipulate their fans. It's sad to see that. But anyways, I don't want to drag this a little as long as it has to be for this one. We're going to get into the bads. Now the bads being people who really don't deserve it. There's people who've done acts that have been considered degenerate, who've been in relationships with underage fans, not knowing because they forgot to verify it, which you need to remember that you need to verify age at this point. If there's anything to take from this, it's to verify. And that's what most of these people didn't do. But it's also sad that it's the reason why these people have almost had their entire lives ruined is over clout chasing, or just because they hated them. And it's big YouTubers like Drama Alert, or big YouTube channels like Drama Alert and Turkey Tom, who really try to put these people down. And then other people just because of someone's voice. These people I'm talking about are Pyrocynical, Slazo, Corpse Husband, and Basherverse. Now Slazo I don't know much on. It's been a very... that whole drama was long ago with I Am Alex and all sorts of things like that. And it's still sad to see that I Am Alex has basically betrayed his friend and just jumped the gun. Everybody jumped the gun from this situation that was in Slazo. And why I say Corpse Husband is I'll link the video and I'll link the person's channel, but Prison Mate Mike had made a video on Corpse Husband haters, basically. And what happened was that Corpse Husband, he got a DM from I guess a fan that was talking about yo, Corpse Husband is potential predator who's using his fans and stuff and is looking to get a better audience and having a younger audience and stuff, and which, just because you want to have a younger audience and appeal to a younger demographic does not make you a predator. It makes you a predator once you start asking and manipulating your fans for explicit content. That's where it gets bad, and it's sad to see that. And then the thing is, Prison Mate Mike had responded saying basically that thing, and then the person who made this absurd accusation says, oh, I only did it just because I don't like his voice and stuff like that, which is kind of sad to see that people are just doing this out of just pure hate for the person or even clout. That's where it comes down to, and it's sad to see that. And with a Pyrocynical situation, he's accused of grooming a 16-year-old transgender. I don't want to come out and say he or she because I don't want to assume, but I will say that name Ivory, if I'm correct. And back then he didn't know his age, he didn't verify it, and later Ivory, and I even seen Ivory's Twitter post where he's talked about how he doesn't like Pyrocynical, and that's one of the reasons why I think he made that, came out and said this, was because of Pyro and because of his hatred towards Pyro. And then there's people like Turkey Tom who also came out and talked about Pyro and made an entire document which ended up being completely invalid. It didn't really mention anything about him not knowing age or anything like that, but then Pyro made a video stating that and talking about the situation, and not everybody just jumped the gun in that situation. And I myself have jumped the gun, and I want to say that I'm sorry, and that I should have known better. And now that I'm a YouTuber, evidence and stuff like that is always crucial. Or that's, yeah, evidence is always crucial. There's always to be more context to it. I also want to talk about, it's not relevant, but I'm very familiar with this situation. I want to talk about Basherverse, who, I'm pretty sure the whole situation went down with Keem, where Keem found a photo of someone who looked like Basher, I'm pretty sure it was. Basher, it was said that he was talk about being a predator, which ended up being completely false, and everybody attacked him for it. And it's sad to see that. The reason I understand why people like Mini Lad or Zoe Laverne are scared, because thing is, if they go to any sort of punishment when it comes to either prison or jail, people in prison and jail, if there's anyone more hated in the prison system or jail system, it's pedophiles and rapists. They would kill someone if they found out something like this. And that's why people like that are scared. And that's why people who don't deserve it are scared, because they don't want something like that to happen to them. And then even if they don't go, they're put on a registered list. And they're basically ripped from their humanity because they have a label put on them.
We have lost
and
Objective Charlie.
Basher, I want to go back to what I was saying about Basher. It was to a point where he completely had a mental breakdown. I watched the full video. I remember it pretty well. And it's heartbreaking to see someone who I really enjoyed, like Basher, get accused to a point where he just left. He left YouTube. He was done with it. It hurt me a lot, because Basher was a really good reason why I'd watch people like Sky Does Minecraft. Another thing is I want to talk about is that people, when there's accusations like this being thrown around at people like Basherverse, no one's wanting to play with someone because of it. Same thing goes with Mini Lad. Same thing goes with other people. No one will want to collab with you after something like this, after all this is being thrown out. Because they don't want a video, they don't want people or fans having to see this. They don't want to be part of the drama. They don't want to, but they will say something, they don't want to be a part of it. And Basher was left alone. His friends stopped playing with him, everything, all because of these accusations that were completely false. He was tired of being treated like he was some sort of criminal. And I've heard about his story, and it's sad to see that someone like this, and I hope he's doing really well right now, because it's just sad to see that someone I grew up watching and honestly being a big fan of, just one day being gone like that, and him being remembered like that. And he doesn't deserve to be remembered like that. He isn't. It's all gone now. It's been a very long time since any of this happened, but he still didn't deserve it. He really didn't. So, last thing I want to talk about. This is going to be pretty short because it's the neutral. It's the ugly. The last part of it. Now, why I say neutral, I mean, there's new stuff being thrown out that we all have to take into account. We have to understand that this situation is unfolding and it's very new right now. That situation I'm talking about is Call Me Carson. I haven't heard that Call Me Carson was, during this time, 19 when he was talking and trying to have a relationship with underage fans. He was using his fans to get nudes and other sort of explicit photos. Very recently, other YouTubers, his friends mostly, have came out and talked about it. people who didn't even know, his friends who didn't know, and people who did know but haven't talked about it, because during this time, when they did know about it, Carson was going through a lot of tough times with, whether it be from the Kate situation or because he was just very, very depressed. But mental health, I gotta say, is not an excuse. Carson, he doesn't deserve to go through the stuff he does, but there's other alternatives in being than to go and get and ask for explicit nude photos from underage fans. Now, another thing is 1917. That's not as big of a gap as, say, other people like Mini Lad or anybody else. And I know that there's probably people out there who have a relationship with that are 19 and 17. It happens a lot. It happens in schools. It happens a lot. But he's still an adult in this situation, asking for explicit photos from underage fans, and that's still no excuse. And he did use his fans to get these photos, and I understand that he does feel bad afterwards, which is good. He knows that he's done something wrong, but he still needs to have at least something done right now. Like I said, be neutral with this situation. It's nothing that's it's still unfolding. There's still a lot of things that need to be done in this drama, in this situation that's going on. I want to give a shout out to Monk Dip, who actually touched on this situation. I will link a video to his where I first found out about this, and to his channel as well. I also link Prison Mate Mike, who also made the video on the corpse husband situation, and I'm pretty sure he even made one about Onision, so I'll link their channels in the description below, and even in the pinned comment that I will be making. So I think that was good. I think that's about it. All I have to say is that, in conclusion, this whole movement has turned very toxic by the people who are chasing clout or for hate, all sorts of stuff like that. We're throwing around accusations, making others' voices unheard. And it's sad to see that those people who, like Ash, Holly, and Panda, if I remember correctly, who had Winemaker, had her send him pictures.
We have lost objective Apple.
It's sad to see that their voices were not heard as loud as others, and it's sad to see that people who don't deserve it, who made mistakes, very small mistakes that they should have fixed easily but forgot to, just have their entire lives almost ruined. And that shouldn't happen. This is a good movement. I believe it's good. It helps those who really need it and who have had stuff to them where stuff needs to be said and stuff needs to be done. But
we have taken objective Duff.
It's also other people who have turned this into a movement of false accusations and people who just wanted attention. But it's not all bad. It really isn't. And I hope other people can see that as well. But anyways, I really appreciate you guys staying here, hopefully watching the rest of this video. I know that this is also not another video that's perfect. It's not as good, but that's another thing. Leave a comment below talking about this. Talk about what I can do better at. I've been thinking about doing this video for a long time. I think it'd be a great topic to talk about and get into. So please leave a comment talking about what I can do to improve my content and what topic I could probably talk about next. Anything you want, really. I do plan on making gameplay on different stuff. You know, something fun. Not always talking about serious stuff or commentating all the time. It's good to talk with people, talk about what I wanna talk about, and talk from the heart, no script. It's fun, but I also want to talk about other stuff and have fun with friends and stuff like that, which I will be doing hopefully in the near future. But anyways, guys, remember, subscribe. I like that. Comment. I really like that. Likes. It's alright. But I feel like subscribing and commenting is the best thing. So I really appreciate it if you would do that, and I hope you have a really good day, great day even, and goodbye.